Let me refresh this. One sec. Let me go ahead and head in right now. Okay, make sure that's off. So he's a good generic person to fight against. So he's not gonna have any hitbox problems. I'm just gonna pick Ellen. Alright. Okay, I need to make sure that this is categorized properly. Because for some reason Twitch does not have Blade Strangers as a game you can select. It's Blade Stranger for some reason, so I gotta make sure that's here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Welcome everyone, or whoever is going to watch this in the future. Welcome to the quote tutorial for Blade Strangers. Now this is just going to be a general overview. I'm not going to go super into depth in anything unless anyone has any specific questions. So let's begin. So to start with, you may be asking what kind of characters quote? Like, what do I expect to have to do when I'm playing as him? Well, to sum it up, Quote is a rushdown character, but he's also kind of a jack of all trades, meaning that while his main thing is he wants to be right here in your face, but he can still do his own thing. He doesn't have to be up there because he has this really good projectile, right? Which controls space really well. He's got a really good anti-air game. But in the end, this is where you want to be. So like I said, spaces you can play at. Being up close here is where you want to be the most, but being at tip range of his long range normals, I call them long, but they're actually rather short. You want to like right around here. So either up here, it's preferable to be there, but you want to be around here as well sometimes because of a certain fireball I'll go into later on. So I guess I'll go with his normals, right? As you can see, Quote's buttons are rather stubby. Like this and this are his longest range normals, as you can see. Let's see here. Not much range to them. See, there. I like to consider this kind of his longest range normal, but it's a special. But think of it like Dan's Garuken, sort of like that. But his normals are actually really good in the space that they work. So for example, if you're in this space, his normals are actually very strong. Let's just start with each of them. I'll just go through the list. I've got the frame data right here. His 5L, it's a 6-frame startup move, which in this game is like the fastest normals you'll have in this game are 5 frames. So it's not a 5-framer, but it's 6 frames. It's one less, but there's a good reason for that because it is +1 on block. I'm just gonna set him in the block. So you can do that for example, and it becomes a frame trap. Now they can mash like a 5-frame button if they have one. Most characters do, and it'll trade, but that's the best they can really get unless they have invincible super or something like that. So what's cool is you can do like this into this. 2L is a 5-frame normal, but it's not -2 on block. So like doing something like this isn't as good because in actuality you'll get 5-frame -2, so it'll become like a 7-frame startup move. So doing that, I mean you can do this bit. I mean it's an option, but it's not as good as doing this. So that's basically what these are. These are your pressure tools up close. Those are your lights, and you have forward light. This move has 7-frame startup, but I'll show you. See, right, these moves miss, but that hits. The range on this is much better than his other lights. So basically, what I like to think of this is as a, it's only 2 frames slower than this. It's only 1 frame slower than that. So this is basically, I think, your main way to. It's a good like. If someone's pressuring you and you want to guess and they're at a range where if you mash out of pressure these will miss when this will hit, it's good for that. It's also okay for like spacing, but because even though it has more range than these moves, it still has like no range, see? My main spacing tool is this move, we'll get back into that later. So Quote's auto combo is that's it. That's only mainly for combos. You don't use that for pressure. You mainly want to stagger with this, and okay, let's go into his heavies. This is actually neutral on block. So this is a really good move. It has a deceptive aerial hitbox. I don't have a hitbox viewer, unfortunately. Let me take a look here. 4H, here we are. It actually has 7 frame startup, so it's the same as this. But whereas this is more of a, footsie tool, or like an Abari tool, this is more of a combo and pressure tool. So you can do something like this. Something like that, let's see, what else? These moves, like his other heavies, these are mainly your footsie tools. Like, say you think someone's going to hit a button and you're like over here and you do that. But these are not for pressure. These are only for, footsies or combos, pretty much. Same with this move. So basically, to sum up, your main pressure tools are 2L, 5L, and 4H. And the good thing about light normals in this game is you can cancel them into the overhead and the sweep. Like you can go like do sweep or do overhead. Also, being this close is good because doing 5L into 2L is a real frame trap because you're doing a +1 on normal, +1 on block normal into a crouching 5 frame normal. So that's good, but at the same time, if you do that and they block, you're at -2. But you can still do like this, and then you're 0-0. And if you're good enough, and they hit a button after blocking that, and you counter hit them, and that, you can hit confirm that into something. And that's something I need to practice personally. Being able to hit confirm that they push, counter hit into something. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, these pretty much only combo tools. I mean, you can use them in pressure, and I'll show you in a bit. Oh, I should probably go over his air normals as well. This one, his air lights aren't really very good. I mean, you can do like that, I guess, but the thing is, they have very little block stun. So I guess you could do that in the tick throw, I guess. I don't know. I don't know about this one. It's not really good. As you can see, I don't know about it in air-to-air because it doesn't reach very horizontally distant. The main air-to-air he's got is that one. You mainly want to use this for jump-ins. This is his best air normal because it has a cross-up hitbox. Albeit, it's not a very large one. It's nothing like Solange's Jump 2L or 8H, I think it is. Yeah, this is his main jump-in for cross-ups. He also has this. You don't really want to jump in with this, though. It's slower. If you're going to be jumping in, use that or use this. What this is used for is after this dash cancels after that, but I'll get into that later. Let's see. So went over his lights, his mediums. Let's see. Yeah, his sweep is okay. It has okay range. It's mainly used to go under stuff. Blowback, pretty generic. Nothing special. Overhead, nothing special. Okay, his anti-air. It's actually really good. See if I can have him jump. I gotta record him like jumping over something. Alright, that's good enough. Sometimes, if the hitbox... There we go. Whatever, it has really fast startup, it's head invul, and the hitbox can hit behind him sometimes. If say if they're doing a cross-up normal and you do that, it can hit them. I've seen it happen. But that move from Ellen doesn't really cross up, so whatever. Them to do nothing. There we go. Okay. I guess we should move on to his specials. Let's see. Okay, let's start with 5S. Okay, specials in this game have a light, medium, and EX version. So I guess you call it light, heavy, whatever. This is 5S. It's his blade dash cancel. Or blade. I'm just going to call it blade dash. You never really want to be using this in neutral or for pressure because it ends it pretty much on block anyways. if you're going to be doing pressure on block, just use your normals. Like do that. But the moment you do this, your turn ends pretty much, because even though it's safe, it's -4. It's -4. Your turn's over. You can dash and jump cancel them, but on block it's not really a good idea to do that, because dash canceling on block thankfully is safe now. It wasn't the first version this game came out, which was dumb. But you're still negative. You don't want to do that. And jumping it, all characters have a way to easily react. They don't even have to react. They just mash like their anti-air button, and they'll hit you every time. Or they can probably mash a generic normal, and they'll beat you every time. Even if you like try doing stuff like this, that's not real. Don't do this. Anyways, the main use of this is in combos. Like I'll show you something really simple, right? Like that. That's pretty much it. You're not going to be using this move in block pressure. Same with the heavy version. The heavy version just has longer startup, but it's mainly just a combo tool. That's it. Same with the EX version. The only time the jump cancel, like the dash and jump cancel stuff is ever real is in like on hit. On hit it's okay, because you're actually plus on your dash cancels now, unlike before, which was dumb. So you can like do dash cancel throw, dash cancel normal, or jump cancel, you know, jump cancel empty throw, you know, stuff like that. Let's see what else. Okay, Polar Star. As you can see, this move for a special does not have very much range, but it has more range than any of his normals by far. See, as you don't really want to be using it in neutral all that much. It's okay, but you mainly want to use it as a buffer in your pokes in neutral. Like say you're poking with 2H, you would buffer into that, right? Like kind of like how Ryus do their crouching medium kick in the fireball in footsies. It's like that. Now the good thing about this is because of the offensive skill mechanic, you can hit confirm that into that, right? That's the main use for it. The medium one is the heavy one's really good actually. This goes through projectiles entirely, and this turns what would be a hard matchup for Quote into a really good one against zoners, right? If Quote didn't have this, he'd struggle against like zoners pretty heavily, because as you know, his movement's good, but it's not amazing, and his buttons are stubby and you know stuff like that. But because of this, he can just roll right through them and get a good punish. Now you do have to be careful because this does have a lot of recovery, but you know, just use it wisely. Hold on, one sec. Okay. Let's see, what else? Okay, I covered the Blade Dash, I covered the Polar Star. He's got... oh yeah. I'll cover the most important one last. Okay, this is his 2S. This is... you would think it would be a really good anti-air, but it's not. This is only a combo tool, that's it. Because it has no invul on it whatsoever. But it's a good ender, right? Let's say you do something like this, right? See, it gives them a good knockdown. But that's pretty much all you'll be using it for. Now the EX version, that is invul on startup, and that is a decent reversal. But that's all it is. Don't be using it as an attack, you know, as a... don't be using this as your combo ender. Only use that as a reversal, because there's no reason to. I mean, it does a little tiny bit more damage than that, but it's not worth it. Okay, let's move on to his most important move, I think, overall, which is Fireball. This, I think, shapes Quote's gameplay. As you can see, the light that has quick startup, travels a decent distance. He can run in, he can use it to as like a barrier, he can run in after it. I'm trying to think of like something I can compare it to. It's like a better version of Nanase's Tornado special. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. It's actually pretty unique. But it does everything, right? So let's start with, like, it's good for spacing. The startup's pretty quick. This is a light version. The medium version has a slower startup, but it travels farther. So you don't want to be using this up close, really, like, unlike that one. But not only does it control space really well, as you can see, it also goes up in the air, so they can actually jump on it. Use it in. It can be used in combos. I don't really recommend it, but the main use for it, after spacing and controlling spacing, is it's actually really good for pressure. Now the frame data does list Fireball as being what, -9, but that is only point blank. That's only literally from here. Yeah, if you do it this close, you're gonna get punished, but that's not where you use it. At this range, you're gonna be using your normals. But like say, this is like a pressure string you can do, right? At this distance, Fireball becomes a plus on block normal, or special. Now there is counterplay to this, but it's still extremely strong. So that's your main game with quote. Pressure up close with normals, and when you start to get out of range of your normals, do pokes in the Fireball and run back in. Okay? And that's why Fireball's so good. The entire cast has to deal with it. And the block proximity on it, as you can see, is pretty good, see? It's there blocking at this range, which is like a whole character. So you can use that time to run in, you can do a jump in or do a throw, pretty much do whatever you want. And because all projectiles have the same level of durability in this game, you can use this to cancel out a lot of stuff as well. Anyways. Okay. So, I talked a little bit about the pressure you can do with quote, right? How close you want to do this? Fireball, 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 Fireball. Okay. Anyways, let's start with some combos, shall we? Okay. So, meterless combos in this game, we're going to start with that. They are not very long at all. So, like for quote, it would generally just be like something like that, right? If they're standing, you can do this. And that does leave you plus in their face. Oh, I forgot to talk about the air specials. They're honestly not very good. I mean, this can halt your momentum in the air, but this is not an overhead. It's okay sometimes, but you're really not going to be using that move. I can't really think of any real use for it that much. Oh yeah, the EX Fireball. You don't really want to use that because the other versions of Fireball serve what it does fine. There's no real reason to use the EX one. Oh, and the Heavy version of Air Polar Star is actually pretty good. This is also projectile involved from the moment it starts until he actually shoots, so that's handy. Blade Dive is eh. Maybe you can whiff it at range to build some meter, but I don't know. It's just... If you're gonna be jumping, just use his normals. They're good. Don't do this. There's no real reason to. You'll just get anti-aired. Anyways, yeah, the combos. So yeah, meterless combo. Something like that. And honestly, if you don't want to use any meter, just do that or do that and apply pressure. But that's about as good as it gets without meter. So when it comes to spending meter with quote, you're going to be using meter mainly for one of a few things. Hit confirming into that. Using EX Blade Rush mid-screen. Man, it doesn't even work from max range. Or in the corner, using EX Polar Star. In the corner you want to do that, it does more damage than the Blade Rush. Okay, so for like half a bar you can do something like this. So as you can see, it doesn't do that much damage, but as you can see, the corner carry is really good. Like I say, we're mid-screen right now, right? The corner, right over there. We're starting from here, right? We're in the corner. That's one good thing Quote has. He's got really good corner carry. And I forgot to mention, he has really good Okizeme too with the Fireball, which is something else that it does. Because he can just throw it out and doesn't have to worry about wake-up attacks or anything. Just throw it out. Oh yeah, his supers as well. The missile super is pretty trash, to be honest. The startup isn't very good. The damage is mediocre. The main use for it is in combos. That's it. It has no invuln on startup. It only has one hit of projectile durability. Don't use it unless in very specific scenarios, like at the end of some combos like this. That's it. I mean, it only do that if it'll kill, because it's just not worth it otherwise. Okay. So yeah, mid-screen, let's say, I don't know, half a bar combo, right? This is pretty much what you'll do. That causes a knockdown, you can do your fireball. It does okay, it does decent damage. The latest patch buffed everyone's health and lowered everyone's damage, so damage is going to be lower now, overall, obviously. But with Quote, you'll, normally it only take like 2 or 3 combos to kill someone, now it'll probably take 4 or 5. It's whatever, it applies to everyone. So that's your main mid-screen thing. Off a jump in, what you want to do is right, something like that. You can also end with the a 2 HS. But yeah, that's pretty much what you'll be doing mid-screen. Now if you get a throw mid-screen, you can confirm that into, offensive action. Like that. And you can do the same with sweep like I did earlier. That's pretty much what we're doing. And once they're in the corner, which is really where Quote wants to be, you get a lot more. You get a lot better stuff. There is some more technical stuff you can do. Like, let's see. Not that. I don't know why that won't cancel in the heavy Polar Star sometimes. Something like that, That's something else mid-screen. If you're willing to spend more meter, and this is a great way to use it. Does pretty good damage, and they're in the corner again. And meter builds pretty quickly in this game, so you don't really need to worry about wasting it. Unless you spam rocket supers, I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, his basic combo theory is you want to confirm mid-screen into EX, into dash cancel, into something else, right? Normally 4H, into heavy blade, to that, into that, into that, yeah. In the corner, you have more creativity. Something I like to do is, when you're pressuring, like someone on block, and you do this move, what you can do, like say this, right? See, if they block it, you're still plus, right? But if they get hit, you get a combo automatically confirmed for you. Okay, that wasn't so good. There, see? And you get more fireball stuff. I mistimed that one. You want to use the heavy one, but whatever. Let's see. Do a, I don't know, corner throw combo. Ending with that move is pretty good if you can. Anyways, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should cover. This is just kind of a general overview. No, I guess that's it for now. Well, thanks to everyone who watched or will watch this video. And if you have any questions, please message me. I'm on the Blade Strangers Discord. You can find me there pretty much any day. You can always tag me. Alright, take it easy, folks.